I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a trigonometric equation from previous test paper. Solve 3 tan square x minus 5 secant x plus 1 equals to 0, where x is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equals to 2 pi. Now, to solve this equation, we will be using the Pythagorean identity 1 plus tan square x is equals to secant square x, right? So that will help us to write this equation as a quadratic equation in secant x, right? So let's begin by rewriting tan square x as 1, secant square x minus 1. So let me write this as secant square x minus 1 and the other terms as such, 5 secant x plus 1 equals to 0. Now, if I expand this, I get 3 secant square x minus 3 minus 5 secant x plus 1 equals to 0. So we can combine the constants. So we get 3 secant square x minus 5 secant x minus 2 equals to 0. Now to factor this equation, we are looking for two numbers whose product is minus 2 times 3. So we are looking for two numbers, p and q, whose product is minus 6. And when you add them, you should get minus 5, right? So the numbers are minus 6 and 1. So let's factor this equation using the standard techniques we learned in quadratic equations. So this could be minus 6 secant x plus secant x minus 2 equals to 0. Combining these two terms, we can factor 3 secant x. We get secant x minus 2. Here we already have secant x minus 2 equals to 0. So we can take secant x minus 2 common. So we get 3 secant x, 3 secant x plus 1 equals to 0. Now, in this quadratic equation, we can have two solutions. One is when secant x is equals to 2. The other one will be when secant x equals to minus 1 over 3. So, and we'll find these solutions and then write down the answers here. So one of the solutions is secant x. So this is 0. That is secant x equals to 2. The other one is that secant x is equals to minus 1 over 3. Now, as you know, the range for secant x is greater than or equal to plus 1, the absolute value greater than or equal to 1. So there is no solution for the second part, right? But here we have solutions, right? So we will find the solutions now for the second part, which is secant x equals to 2, right? Now we are looking into domain from 0 to 2 pi. As you know, let's look into the quadrants and see which ones are positive. Now all are positive in quadrant 1, sine, tan and cos, correct? Now secant is reciprocal of cos. Therefore, we are expecting two answers, one here and the other one in quadrant 4. So these are the two quadrants in which we can have this value in the domain 0 to 2 pi, correct? Now we can use special triangles also to find this answer, which is pi by 3 gives you 1 to square root 3. You can use calculator to find the answer also, correct? So we find that the acute angle here is pi by 3. So that is pi by 3 for us. So we have pi by 3 and 2 pi minus pi by 3. Therefore, we can write secant x equals to 2 means x is equals to pi by 3. That is one solution. The other one is 2 pi minus pi by 3. So there are 6 pi by 3 in all, correct? So it is 5 pi by 3. 5 pi by 3. So these are the two solutions for the given equation, right? So it is important to understand that 1 plus tan square x equals to secant square x really helps us to translate this equation into a quadratic form which can be factored, and finally we can find the answer. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.